Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Morning, kids. Old Captain just woke up. Anyway, this is a video for all the high school students over at South Senior High over in Minneapolis, and I apologize for my hair. I just woke up, and it's humid out, and I got, like, stuff. But I was on the phone, I looked, and somebody sent me this, and this is Racial Justice Day over at South Senior High over in Minneapolis. Now, I've taken image shots of this justice workshop, and I'll put it down below in my blog, although the video, I'll link to it in the video down below. But basically, to be brief, this is the biggest scam and racket, and frankly racism against white people I've ever seen. Now I know if you're a high school student, you're like, oh fuck you whitey or whatever. You just hear me out because I'm here for you, kid, okay? And I'll leave it up to you to determine this. Basically, if you go to the website, which I'm sure they'll take it down, they have 50 classes on youth activism and engagement. What does it mean to be an activist? This workshop centers around what it means to be a youth activist, and they spell it Y-O-O-F. It's called youth. Then the adults put this together, okay, kids? Adults put this together. The adults that are teaching you, do you like going to school? Do you like going to school? Waking up at like 7 a.m. every morning, going here? Are you bored at school? Well, there's a reason, because, frankly, your teachers are dipshits. And with this, your teachers have an ulterior agenda and motive. And you're going through this. Ask yourself the question, why are you being taught this? Why are they shoving this down your throat? Why? I mean, look at it. White Allied student-led. This workshop will include learning about our privilege and how to identify it. Key do's and don'ts for being a white ally. Dude, I'm going to be a better white ally than you've ever had from any of your teachers. And I'll explain it here in a little bit. Let me go through this. How racism is both structural and personal. The emergence of the coffee being poetry, identity, and the beautiful struggle. Identity workshops mix the weight of Black, Indigenous, and Latinx identity. Youth undoing institutional racism. What is reproductive justice? Okay, guys, be honest with yourself. Does this sound like bullshit? What is this going to teach you to actually close the wage gap and the earnings gap and the life expectancy gap between whites and non-whites, whites and minorities? This is navel-gazing, woe is me, self-pityism. That's what it is. And what it also is a racket by your teachers and leaders, right, that they are using you. This is what angers me more than anything. Let's consider a degree in African-American studies or Chicano-American studies. You're supposed to go and pay some 43-year-old washed-up hippie professor who spent 8 years studying African-American studies or Chicano, Latino-American studies, Asian-American studies, Middle Eastern studies, $200, $300 a credit so that you too can get a degree in African history or African American studies? What does that achieve? What does that do? What does that accomplish? Nothing. It doesn't teach you a good skill like accounting, or engineering, or computer programming, or being a cop, or going into the military, or construction, the trades, welding, mechanics, auto repair. It doesn't teach you jack shit. Do you like going to school? Right? Do you like taking these classes? Oh, it might be slightly intellectually engaging and interesting, but what does it do for you in the end? Nothing. All that happened is that you passed on at $200 a credit, Lord knows how much in tuition, $100,000, $75,000, to pay the people that are running this fucking racket, $75,000 in tuition. And that African-American American studies professor, or the Chicano-American, the Middle Eastern, all in women's studies, all this bullshit where you look at the color of your skin, I'm going to make a study out of that. You look down your pants, I'm going to make a study out of that. And then you pay them, Lord knows how much in tuition, so you can get your master's. What do you do with it? All that happened, you want to know who the true Uncle Toms are? It's those scumbuckers, these fucking scumbuckers right here. And we're going to look into some of them. I'm going to go look up some of these people. I'm going to show you. All you're doing is transferring your money to these professors to keep them employed because they can't be employed anywhere else. They offer nothing of value to society. This doesn't mean that the history of blacks or Latinos or Asians or anybody else for that matter in America or the world wasn't interesting. Doesn't mean that African history isn't interesting. Doesn't mean that Latino culture isn't. Doesn't mean the history of China isn't interesting. The question is, what do you do with a degree in that? What do you do with this education? And I hate to call this education. This is brainwashing. And that's why I want to put together this video. Look, kids, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help out all the kids that attended this or saw this over at South Senior High in Minneapolis. Your teachers hate your fucking gut. Well, they don't hate your guts. They love themselves more than they love you. That's why they became teachers. Do you think it's hard to be a teacher? Do you think it's hard to put up bullshit like this and major in fucking worthless crap like this? This is that, frankly, and I'm a taxpayer too. I got to pay taxes to help this, to help not, I wish it was educating you guys. My money, guarantee you, some of my tax money went into these worthless people setting up what is nothing more than a racist, bigoted workshop. What's worse for you is it's lying to you and telling you that your problems have to do with race and bigotry and homophobe, whatever else. This is nothing more than indoctrination. And they are lying to you kids about what the real problems are between different races. Right? They're not going to ever close the gap. Have you noticed we never close the gap? Have you noticed that blacks still have, like, what, 80% the standards of living as whites? This is not the solution. Blaming whitey all the time is not the solution. If you took half the effort that went into this fucking thing, and we had, like, a really good STEM workshop, like engineering, science, technology, and math, if we had that, that would actually close the wage gap. But these people are using you. These frauds, these scumbuckets, these fucking pieces of shit are using you as the kid because everybody loves the children. Oh, there's never enough money for the children. We got to give more money to the children to propagate this leftist bullshit. And you can follow, you can believe this all you want. You can follow it whole, swallow it whole. It's not going to close the gap. You're not going to make as much as whites or Asians. Do you want to make as much as white? Here, I pulled them out. Here, might as well introduce these now. Here's 2 little books I wrote. Now, I'm not trying to profit off of you. I'm just trying to give you the straight dope for anyone that wants to listen, all right? There's this book called Worthless I put together. It's about worthless degrees. Every one of your teachers, every one of them, every fucking one of them, and everyone who's in this goddamn anti-white, hate-filled group of justice studies, this fucking program, they have worthless degrees, all right? They wasted 4 to 8 years of their lives, their youth, studying bullshit. Right? Now, if you go into engineering, accounting, science, mathematics, chemistry, something, you'll do more than this pathetic waste of hatred will ever do. You could attend this. Go ahead, attend it. Attend this thing. Well, it's already been thing. What was it? The 23rd. You could attend this justice workshop. All you're going to do is become like the people that are hosting it and teaching it and lecturing it. And I'm going to go through them later on. All right? Or you could stop listening to the Uncle Toms who are selling you out, who are parasiting off of you, who are making money off of you when you go to college. I'm going to major in social justice studies. And you fork over your $100,000 and you're a pissed off 32-year-old with your doctorate and no one's going to hire you because you have a worthless degree. You could do that, or you could just read this book. Shit, it's on fucking audio. You don't even have to fucking... Shit, just look it up. Just look up worthless degrees. Look up starting salaries. BLS. When you go to the Google search BLS and whatever you want to become. And they'll tell you starting salaries. The other one right here. This is for the men. Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty. Yeah, Whitey wrote it, but he also consulted a ton of black guys. Because actually he cares. Sorry, I got paid for this. Get that out of the way. There we go. Right here, I'm not joking you. This right here is a million times, zillion times better than this crap. Because this is honest, this is truthful. It tells you the reality of the world and economics. It actually gives you point-by-point instruction how to close the gap, how to be more successful than whites, how to make more money than the average white person does. This right here, I'm pointing at my screen because I got this this justice workshop. This is nothing but self-pity. That's all it is. Poor me. And no one ever achieved anything being self-pitying, gazing at their fucking navel. No one said, oh, I have a skin. No one said, oh, I have a vag. Nobody achieves anything like that. So I want to tell all, for the few of you, God, I hope to God, very few people went to this. Very few of you South Senior High School students went to this bullshit. Went to this indoctrinating bullshit. I hope it was like the nerdy kids who are very elitist and they think they're all intelligent and everything is blaming on other people's fault. I hope it's those kids, like the 5 or 6 that actually went. But for the rest of you who are whoa, this stinks, something's wrong. Don't you the hair on the back of your head stands up what the fuck is this? Don't you question things? Don't you want to really? Is it all the evil white man's fault? It's the white devil? Look, here's a white devil right now. Hey, I'm giving you an alternative option. You can test it. You can try it. Because I actually want you to do well. That's the funny thing. These guys, what's the solution? What is their solution? Their solution is go tax Whitey. Go tax those evil white motherfuckers in Wayzata. If you don't know Wayzata, look it up. And there's some assholes in Wayzata. I won't lie about that. But there's no control. You have no control. The only thing, according to these assholes, is that you got to be at the benefit, at the charity of white people who control everything to just give you shit. That's parasitism. And worse than that, there's no power in that. There's no fucking power. All you can do is protest, go on your little chance, participate in justice workshops. There's nothing in your control that you can do. I'm giving you 2 great fucking options. Well, they're the same option. Pretty much the same advice in both. And I'm putting power back in your fucking hands. You know what? You want to close the gap between you and Whitey? You want to close the gap between males and females? Well, major in engineering and STEM. Work hard. And that is in your control. See, if the problems of the minority communities, the various ones, is 100% racism, well, then you're fucked. You're just fucked, and this is your option. You could grow up and get your doctorate in equity, justice, social studies, and women's studies, and you'll be a miserable 42-year-old, basically poor, unemployed person that has to constantly beg to get money like these frauds did. If you do what I say, computer programming, go and join the military, get your pension, become an accountant, a CPA, that's in your control. The route these assholes, these frauds, these charlatans are offering you is one of despotism, defeatism, hopelessness. I mean, hope? I'm giving you hope right now because it's in your control. These fuckers don't give you hope. They're like, oh, it's all whitey. Oh, fuck it. Let's just go parasite and demand more government money. That's their solution. That's their solution. My solution, here's the power, here's the computer control panel, here's the PlayStation. There it is. It's all your control. You just have to work hard, and you have to go major in engineering. Basically, you got to act white. You got to act Asian. Terribly sorry. And it has nothing to do with white or Asian or skin color. It's just that that's what people demand. List the things that you want to buy. What's the things that you want to buy? Chances are it's a video game. Probably going to go buy some gas in that point in time. I don't know. What else do people want? A fancy car? Okay. Who makes that shit? Well, engineers and accountants who support the company that do that, and actuaries and chemists. It's right there. It's right there. This fucking video is a zillion times better and more helpful than this fucking self-pitying, navel-gazing, cock-staring fucking workshop of justice studies. Now, they'll probably take it down. Don't worry. I saved it. I saved some images. But please, for the love of God, for your own sake, I'm trying to help you out here. And instead of oh yeah, it's all whitey, I'm actually giving you a path, a guide, a roadmap to close the gap. Fuck close the gap. You read these books, you'll fucking do way better. You'll blow everybody out of the water if you become a chemist. Get your degree in engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering. Oh, fuck. You're gonna fucking make a ton of money. Right? But blaming whitey when that's not the problem, that's not going to help you. Even let's say let's say there was discrimination, racism. What are you going to do about that? Oh, you can vote. You can try and get society and culture to not be racist. That's good. But in the meantime, what are you doing individually to make it so that your skills, your demand, your time is highly compensated? That's what you got to do. And sitting here and attending this fucking bullshit. Look, what's new here? What's new? I already know, Minneapolis public schools, they probably tell, oh, Whitey's the devil, ooh, evil white devil, ooh, oh, discrimination, right? I mean, how many years of that bullshit do you need? I mean, you guys are seniors, you've been what? You've been stuck in that veritable prison for what? 8 years, 9 years? No, what is it? K is 5, and then 14. God, Jesus. At minimum, you've been stuck in that mental prison for 9 years. I'm sure they've told you all about the evils of racism. I think you got it now. I think you got it. Here's plan B. Here's an alternative method. Here's something that might actually close the gap. Listen to me. Read those books. All right, now, let's go look up the people that are hosting this thing, okay? I'm going to go and Google these people, and I suggest you do the same. And how much, I haven't looked them up yet. Yeah, come on, there we go. www.google.com. How much you want to bet these guys didn't major in engineering, didn't major in accounting, and they offer nothing of value to society except bitching and whining and moaning? All right, let's look up Yancey Jameson. Born to a family of artists. Oh my goodness, he's born in a family of artists. That's not a qualification, you understand that? I was born to a fucking Lutheran pastor. That doesn't give me a qualification. There's nothing, I didn't do anything. Yancey Jameson. Walker Teens. Check out Yancey's Jameson piece now. Yancey Peaceful Jameson. KFAI. Southside Pride. Oh, is this a kid? I hate to pick on kids. I don't want to pick on kids. Why would you listen to this person on top of it? Southside Pride, Yancey. Oh, she's 17. Oh, for God's sake. You're listening to 17-year-old kids put on this thing? What does she know? For fuck's sake. Okay, I'm not going to pick on her because she's a kid. We're not going to do that. Nope, we're not going to pick on that. Leaders, Michelle Gross. I'm just copy and pasting them into the Google search, guys. Michelle Gross. Cop watcher Michelle Gross thinks body cameras are overrated. Michelle Gross calls herself a nurse to view Jason Yang's body. Michelle Gross, The Guardian. Okay, here we go. She's 35. She looks like hell. Holy shit. Michelle Gross is co-founder and president of Communities United Against Police Brutality. Is that a job? Is that providing some... I understand you don't want police brutality. I got that. But is this a job? Like, was she an accountant and then decided that she'd go on the side, contribute to the community? She has a 35-year background as an activist community organizer, involved in a number of social justice issues, including anti-racism, criminal justice, and reproductive rights work. She was lead organizer of the Klan at the anti-KKK rally in the Minnesota Capitol in 2001. Does this sound like a resume you want? No, let me. This is good that she's anti-racist. That's fine. But does it sound like she had a real job? Does it sound like she really worked? And if you look at her picture, she's an old 50-year-old hag. Let me tell you something, kids. Okay, I'm going to point this out. You pay attention. Have you noticed how people who are like community organizers and anti-activists and all this other shit, they're kind of ugly? Or the men that do this thing, they're kind of wimpy? Have you noticed that? That's because they're lazy. Laziness explains everything on these people, guys. Okay, pay attention to this. The guys who, okay, the football team, those guys, the basketball team, pretty much any sports I'd have to contend. You put an effort into it because you have a work ethic, because you have discipline, because you want to achieve excellence. And that's good. These people don't have that. They just want to bitch and whine. Here's basically what it boils down to. Is this somebody who's providing a solution, or is this somebody who's just bitching and whining? And there you go. All right, so you got this gal. All right, do you want to become her? Ask yourself the question. Look at her. Look at her fucking face. Look at how miserable and fat and ugly. Do you want to become this person? That's being a good question, just a general rule of thumb to simplify things. Do I want to become these people? All right, what's next? Leaders. Jacques Elet Jas is a local artist and DJ. He also teaches middle schoolers at Sanford. All right, I'm not going to look up a DJ. Hey, you guys going to go to First Avenue to watch Jacques Elet Jas? Huh? Fucking da-da-da, White Ally. Leaders, Bronte Cook. Juniors and seniors. Okay, I can't now. How is it there's so many kids? Did your teachers brainwash you guys to have this self-pitying, navel-gazing aspect to you. Look, I can't highlight these guys because they're kids. We're not gonna do that. But there's a doctorate in here. Karine Aguilar San Juan. My parents immigrated from the Philippines. Well, what the fuck did you do, dipshit? I was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1962. Since 1999, I've been a professor of American Studies at McAllister, where I teach about racism and racial justice. Kids, do you want to become this guy? My partner Sharon and I got married. Just call her your wife, for God's sake. Do you want to become these baby boomer fucks? Seriously, do you want to become these Gen X fucks? Karine Aguilar San Juan. Who is this guy? All right, let's look him up. Karine Aguilar San Juan, Associate Professor of American Studies. What is American Studies? Does that produce gas? Does that provide video games? Does that make my car go? No. This guy is a parasite who makes money exactly doing this stuff. He got government grant money, and your taxes will go for it when you become an adult. You're going to pay for this guy to go and blather on about how much he hates white people, even though he looks like he's white. Holds a PhD in urban sociology from Brown University. Together with Frank Joyce, she co-edited The People Make the Peace, Lessons from the Vietnam Anti-War Movement. Let's see how well that one's doing. Look, you kids have got it so lucky. All you got to do is Google these frauds and see what a bunch of charlatans they are. Let's go to Amazon. I've written books, but they actually have some fucking value to society. Let's take a look at this guy. Peace, lessons from... Look, Vietnam. Do you remember Vietnam? No, you weren't born then. These people still hang on to those days. That's what it is. All right. Peace, lessons from the Vietnam War. I don't even think it's... No. Here we go. There it is. Holy shit. 2 whole reviews. 2 whole reviews on this guy's book. Or gal's book. Is it a guy or a gal? 1,400,000th place in sales in Amazon. Do you think they're making real money? Do you think they're really successful? This is just a fraud. This guy, no one would hire this guy except for McAllister, where he goes and teaches the same bullshit that's not going to help close the wage gap anyway. Right? You see what I'm trying to tell you here? He wrote a book nobody's buying. They're parasites. They're losers. These are the losers of society that are telling. Do you want to listen to losers or do you want to listen to winners? Not that I'm a winner. I do all right. But I'm just pointing out. Featuring reflections of prominent U.S. anti-war. The book was featured on C-SPAN 3. You guys all tune in to C-SPAN 3? Huh? Yeah, I know it's a favorite of mine. This book will be a basis of an anti-war symposium held at McAllister College. So hey, here's another thing these guys are going to do to you when you go to college. They're going to make you buy their shitty-ass book that nobody else buys. That's what they're going to do. And you're going to pay $200 for a piece of shit book that nobody else would read because that's how they... Look! I'm not asking you for money. I'm not asking you for your time. I'm not wasting your time like these guys do, or this faggot here, and it's not gay faggot. I mean wimpy-ass faggot, so don't give me the politically correct bullshit. We're talking adults here. All right, this fucking faggot right here, who's going to make you, and how many kids has this guy made buy his worthless fucking book about, Whitey sucks, okay, fucking get over it, all right? Or his anti-war, peaceful anti-war Vietnam. Professor Aguilar San Juan arrived at McAllister in the fall of 19... Oh, her courses include... Oh, so she's a gal. Oh, okay, so that's why she said her partner. All right, that's cool. I'm pro-gay getting married. That's fine. Never mind. The problem of race in U.S. social thought and policy exclusively for first-year students. Race, place, and space. The school-to-prison pipeline. U.S. imperialism in the Philippines, the Vietnam, and Hunger Games. Jesus Christ. What did I say? Do they provide solutions or do they just bitch and whine? Okay? She got a degree in economics. Well, that's not too bad. In 1984, immediately after graduating, she taught economics course at Wheelock, blah, blah, blah. She never worked in the private sector, never worked a real job. Joined some kind of thing, did her stuff. God almighty. Guys, look up seriously, now... The website, oh shoot, I lost it. Where'd it go? Here we go. There's so many people presenting at this. And you guys have got to understand that aside from the high school kids, I know you guys are brainwashed. I know you just, you think that this is real work. It's not. But for those of you that are going to attend or had attended or you're just these high school kids, Google search these people and see if they're producing anything of value that society wants. Do they make your Nike shoes? Are they the composite engineers? Are they material engineers? Are they accountants? Are they supply logistic managers? Or are they just professors and teachers who never worked in the real world? Here's another one. Kleber Ortiz Sinchi. Let's look up this worthless individual. LinkedIn. Social studies teacher. That's all I got. That's all I got on this. Social studies teacher at El Colegio. Minneapolis teachers of color share perspectives on the crucial role. What does your color have to do? There's no crucial role with your color. Sorry. I'm not special because I'm... Oh, here she is. Oh no, that's Tiffany Doherty. Okay. Well, where'd he go? Corey Yeager. He looks serious. He looks like he's pissed off. Here he is. Oh, that's not him. More importantly, trainings don't fix the underrepresentation of people of color in the teaching professions. Are you joking me? It's nothing but women and minorities in the public school. Have you noticed? Really? There's an underrepresentation. A lot of his job revolves around working with teachers to help them be more culturally sensitive. Because cultural sensitivity lands you the job, right? That makes you the six figures, right? If you've never seen those people in positions of power and positions of professionalism, that you start questioning yourself, why are they not there? Well, I don't know, fucking Ortiz. Maybe because you majored in education and it's an easy job and you have 3 months a year off. Maybe if you majored in look, okay, you don't see people of color? Really? Why don't you go walk down to Intel? Why don't you go walk down to Microsoft? Guarantee you're going to see Chang and fucking Punjab over there. You're going to see a ton of minority and non-white people. You're going to see Asians and the East Indians. Yeah, okay, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, I guess I could go on. Do I really have to go on? You can be victim or victor. You can be pitiful or powerful. You cannot be both. You are not defined by your past. You are prepared by your past. You are powerful beyond measure. You have the opportunity to connect with the very essence of your being. Find out how. Dr. Greta Vora. Well, that sounds actually perspective. That sounds like there's a little bit of hope. Let's see how much you want to bet, though. It's still going to be navel gazing. How much you want to bet Dr. Greta Vora, independent think tanks professional, service nonprofit. Nonprofit, again, are they making anything that you want? Nonprofit organization, Bachelor's of Science, Northwestern, chiropractic, biology. Okay, all right. Doctorate, well, chiropractic, that's a real skill. I might want to listen to this person a little bit more than the others because that person is actually providing something, but I don't know how good he is at chiropractics. Went to school back in the 70s. Are you guys sick of the baby boomers too? Because I'm kind of sick of them. All right. We'll do one more. Raised. Okay. Alexi Moon Cassell. Who's getting more of my money. Actually, I don't pay that much money. I don't make that much money. I pay very little in taxes. Alexi Cassell of Kill, the Vultures back in class graded purpose. Some of these people have accomplished so little in their lives, they're not even showing up on the interwebs. Becoming a teacher on accident changed Alexi Cassell's life forever. All right, so this is a guy on his first day at the Fine Arts Interdisciplinary Resource School in downtown Minneapolis. Guys, you don't have to go to school for art. You just be an artist. Ask my buddy Khan, Vietnamese guy, great guy. Best artist I know. He just made his art. He didn't major in it. He just became an artist. That's what he did. Same thing with my buddy Matt Baldoni. He's a musician. You know what? He did go to music school and he said it was the biggest waste of his life. Biggest waste of time. You should just go and become a musician. And here's the other thing. Just like most of the teachers over at South High School, I'm presuming, those who can't do teach. He says, my teachers, all they do is teach. They are not musicians. They are not artists. Matt is an artist. Look him up. Great musician. There's a teaching position open for poetry class. Would you like to start today, they asked. Casella had been making music for over 20 years. Hip-hop, rap, and spoken word was his forte. Well, if he was so good at it, why did he have to become a teacher? Without any nerves, blah, 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 teaching a teenager, some jitters, blah, blah. How could you be intimidated by teaching a bunch of teenagers? Blah, 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 music, He contemplated dropping out of senior high. He had countless notebooks filled. Well, there's a reason you were dropping out, dude. This is the guy exactly. There's a reason you want to transfer into the Purpose Center for the Arts Education. I've taught there. I used to be a substitute. That is a good school. I don't think they really need you to teach, but they are a good school. His hip-hop music, blah, blah, time, Odd Jobs was comprised of several friends. He ain't the real Slim Shady. Oh, he's got a SoundCloud account. Look at that. Okay, look, guys, we can go on. You please Google and continue what I was doing. I gotta go and go back to bed. I am trying to help the young kids by giving you the truth. I have a website called assholeconsulting.com. I'm not selling you my wares or my services. I'm not selling you my books. I'm looking at this, and what I'm seeing is my generation, the frauds and the lazy and the worthless people who didn't want to major in engineering or math, who didn't want to work hard, basically live off of you young kids. And they steal money from the taxpayers to provide things, to present things like this basically anti-white racism bullshit. Right? The solution, your salvation, the closing of the gap, your achievement, your accomplishment, your happiness in life is not in this social justice workshop study. It's not. It is in majoring and studying and getting a skill in a field or a degree or a world, a major, that people want to pay for. You become a mechanic, you become a programmer, join the military, cop, you could become a cop. I know there might be some issues. I'm just saying, these are professions you could consider, change it from the inside, whatever you want to do. That is the route to success. And having such a focus on the color of this, there's no salvation, there's no solution. It's a waste of time. What's worse is these people are lying to you. They are making you feel good, like Oprah. They're just like Oprah. They'll tell you what you want to hear, but they won't provide you an absolute solution. They will not provide you a constructive roadmap to get to where you want to go. And this is why the wage gap between males, females, minorities, whites, etc., whites, Asians, has not closed. Because we are misdiagnosing the problem. It's like I've said it before, it's like somebody has cancer and you go, I'm the doctor, you're the client or the patient, and I say, look, you got cancer. Fuck you, race. Dude, you have cancer. And then it's like, fuck you, I don't want you, fuck you. It's like, all right, you have a cold. Here's some fucking NyQuil. Go take it. It's not going to solve the problem. You're misdiagnosing the problem. You're focusing on the wrong causes of these disparities. And I'm trying to give you constructive, genuine things that are 100% under your control that would close the gap. The issue is whether you want to believe charlatans, liars, and frauds like these fucking assholes who are taking advantage of you kids. And that's not my opinion. They are taking advantage of you. They're making money off of you goddamn kids over at South Senior High. Or whether you want to listen to an asshole like me. All right? And you don't have to listen to an asshole like me. Just get this one. Just get this one, okay? Just get this. It's $15, I think, on the paperback. Kindle, I think it's even cheaper. Fucking hell, download and torrent it if you hate my ass. All right? This is going to do more to help you succeed in life than pretty much all of your college or high school and K through 12 education. And certainly more than this leftist brainwashing, because this is going to hurt you. That's going to tell you the problems is everything to do with whitey and discrimination. And if you want to close the gap, I mean, look, for shits and giggles, just try it. Just try it my way once, okay? For 3-4 generations now, since the 50s, we've been saying it's racism, and there was genuine racism and discrimination back then. But today, things have changed in like the 60 years. 60 years is a lot of time, all right? It's not what your grandpa grew up with, not what my grandpa grew up with. Just try it my way once. Just try majoring in engineering. Just try majoring in actuarial science. Go online and see what degrees pay the most and major in that. And for the love of God, please, even if you don't want to try it my way, please don't major in social justice studies, the African American history study. Please don't major in these worthless liberal arts degrees. You can study them for free at the library. It's very interesting, very absolutely wonderful things to study. Not to say there's not anything interesting or intellectual there. But given that your employment prospects will be the exact same as if you graduate from high school without a degree, why would you even just go study for free at the library? Otherwise, you're going to have a life of these guys where they have to basically go and parasite off of me and the taxpayers to have these, they have to go and work part-time over at the university and have to rely on grant money. You don't want to go and beg and plead for your fucking money in life. You want it, people are throwing fucking money at you because you're the fucking IT guy. You're the fucking chemical engineering girl. You're the person that has their shit together and has the skills everyone demands. So I'm sorry for the length of this video. I know I'm just a white boy over here. Please consider, I'm not even reading my books, but just consider an alternative option. And don't listen to these fucking frauds and charlatans who are there only to parasite and live off of you poor kids. Okay? So hopefully you will close the wage gap. We'd love to have you join us here in white man land. We make white man money. Actually, ideally, we'd make white Asian male money. But let's do one step at a time. So I wish you kids the best, and I apologize that you have been so indoctrinated and brainwashed. Best of luck to all of you. Toodles.